New Xbox announcements, Xbox Series X games, and more. Let's get into it. What is happening, guys? Dealer back again with yet another video talking about the latest and greatest in the world of Xbox gaming. We've got some new information on Game Pass, new third-party additions to the Xbox library, as well as a very interesting rumor on Halo Infinite, and we'll get into all of that. But hey, thanks for joining me. Hit the like button if you end up enjoying the video. Maybe show a buddy or two, definitely your grandma. Get her into gaming. It can't hurt. And of course, subscribe for all of the latest. Let's get into it. First and foremost, there are some pretty interesting rumblings around Xbox Game Pass. Of course, Microsoft has invested a ton into this service, and for good reason. It's pro-consumer as hell. It is, it's widely regarded as the best gaming service you can possibly have right now, with hundreds of titles available and every first-party game day and date. Well, apparently they are looking to make the service even better. In a recent interview, Phil Spencer really doubles down on the fact that they are trying to improve the service in big ways. Phil Spencer says Xbox is focused on bringing big third parties to Xbox Game Pass. Now, this has actually been teased for several days at this point. There have been other people in the industry like Jeff Grubb saying they are going to be making big announcements there as well. There's always the possibility of them partnering up with other publishers, etc. We had talked about EA a long time ago, bringing some version of EA games into Game Pass despite them being in their own EA Access vault. There's a lot of things that Microsoft can do right now. But to get back to the article, it does say the following. Microsoft has confirmed that the Xbox Series X will indeed launch in November. Yes, we did cover that right after that was announced. And that the key launch title, Halo Infinite, has been delayed to 2021. We've got some more rumor information on that later in the video. In a recent interview, Spencer suggests that Xbox Game Pass could actually play a key role in Series X's launch in the absence of Halo, meaning that they may actually leverage big games coming to Game Pass is both a reason for you to get Game Pass, but obviously this could also help the launch of Xbox Series X depending on what kind of titles that are enhanced for Series X are actually in Game Pass at that moment. And I must stress that to Microsoft, if these titles are not patched, this ain't gonna do nothing for the launch of the Series X. I feel like that's common sense. I feel like they know that, but I just want to make my stance on it pretty clear. Spencer says what you'll see from us around the launch of the console, frankly, isn't going to change too much because you are going to hear a lot about the console and a lot about Game Pass and how we think the two together are a real great proposition for gamers going into the next generation. Here's one of Phil's tweets talking about Game Pass and the launch in addition to their first-party games. He says, in addition to all of our first-party games arriving day and date to Xbox Game Pass, the team is bringing many more third-party games as well to the service. Now, first and foremost, I'm going to talk about Phil regarding their value proposition with Game Pass and the new console purchase. Remember, this thing is going to be probably $500. And traditionally, you would spend the price of the console in addition to whatever launch games or third-party games that supported the console, and you'd end up spending around $700-800 for a launch of a new system. Microsoft are going to be leveraging Game Pass again in a very intelligent way, essentially offering you the option to subsidize, in a way, your total console cost, your total launch experience cost. Meaning that maybe you only pick up a Series X, and originally you would have picked up something like Halo Infinite or some other games that may have support in Game Pass. Now, that stuff is already available in Game Pass. You would not have to actually buy the games outright if you did not want to own them. You could play them through Xbox Game Pass and potentially save hundreds of dollars if that is what you want to do. So, for example, if Halo Infinite were never delayed and came out day and date with the system, many people could have just picked up the system and instead of also spending $60 for the price of Halo Infinite, could have just played it in Xbox Game Pass, essentially saving $60 on the price of the system if you were fine playing it that way. Meaning the system really would have cost you around $440, not $500, because you are saving, quote unquote, the price of that game if you are fine with renting the game. This is how they are going to kind of pitch the system. They're going to remind you that all you need is the brick, all you need is the plastic. You just need to buy the box. The games are already in Game Pass, saving you that launch expenditure. This is one thing I've been talking about over the past several months, a way to really think about subsidizing the cost of the system for those of you that don't mind renting games in Game Pass. If you still want to buy the system and the games, you can also do that. You still have that option. So let me know what you're going to do with this down below. And let me know what big third-party games you think they are working on bringing to the system, to the service. For instance, games like Control are being patched to work on your Series X. And yes, 505 are trying to charge you for that again. Trash, by the way. Do you think that they might include Control Ultimate Edition in Game Pass for those of you that want an enhanced title for your brand new system? Technically, you don't have to spend the $40 or, you know, whatever the hell they're wanting for this game that they should be giving you the free patch to. And you get to play it on your brand new system and you feel like, wow, I really am getting a lot of value here out of Game Pass. Do you think this is the approach they might take and offer some enhanced titles? Let me know down below. Next up, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been confirmed for Xbox Series X and PS5. Right now, this is confirmed as a 4-player co-op game that you can play by yourself. Then if you do so, you'll be able to switch between these characters on the fly. They're also talking about how it's going to have an open world. It's set in Metropolis, and apparently you'll be forced to have to deal with the Justice League. It will offer some kind of in-depth narrative, and as of right now, hey, I'm excited to see real gameplay of this. This is all CGI trailer, obviously. This is confirmed for 2022 and does not support last generation consoles, last I checked. I'm excited to see what they've done with it, only because it's Rocksteady. I'm willing to give the game a shot, and for the time being, I'm a little bit more focused on Gotham Knights, another title from Warner Brothers Montreal. This is yet another Batman game set in the Batman universe, this time without Batman. And while I've come to be a little more open to the idea, after all, we're not 100% sure what's going on with the narrative here. I'm pretty sure you'll have to run through the game with these 4 characters, so Batman fans will have to check back maybe next time. But there are some things confirmed for this title that I am excited about. It's an open world game with side missions. They've got different branching kind of side narratives you can go on. You've got upgradable gear, bat suits, etc. It does have 2-player co-op, which is a bit odd seeing as it is a 4-player game or 4-character game. This too is confirmed for Xbox Series X. It is a cross-generation title, and I'm convinced it will be absolutely gorgeous when you see it in person, but as with many of these games, when they're being live streamed, they just don't hold up. But again, I am confident it will look pretty good. I have my concerns here and there, but I'm open to it. I'm ready to play something. It's been a while. We haven't had any big games like this really confirmed or talked about or shown. They've been teasing this game forever, so I'm just glad to see it. It's from creative director Patrick Redding, who was creative director of Far Cry 2 and Splinter Cell Blacklist. So if you're a fan of those games, you know, maybe he's come forward and gotten even better, but I did enjoy both of those games. Let me know what you think about Gotham Knights down below. As we move into our last story, Halo Infinite, according to a verified guy on Reset Era, so take all of this with a giant grain of salt, but apparently if you're verified over there, that means you're credible, which is interesting because, man, do they really don't verify any Xbox people, do they? At all, even though they are far more accurate than most people combined on Reset Era. So basically, Halo Infinite is being rumored, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, to drop original Xbox One support in favor of the Xbox Series X. And this could go multiple ways, right? Let's say this is accurate, which I do not really believe, but I'm getting a lot of DMs about this. Let's say they do drop original Xbox support and they say, you know what, we're going with Series X. We just can't do it on the original Xbox. First off, I have been hearing the game is extremely taxing on older hardware, running as low as 720p 30 frames per second for Halo Infinite on the original Xbox One. Let's be honest, it's not like the system has not run games at that low resolution and frame rate before. They can still get by with that and sell a lot of copies and have a lot of different subscribers in Game Pass enjoy the game. Let's say they decide to ditch support temporarily, meaning we're going to get the Series X version out maybe closer to launch and we can bring in the lower end version in later. Well, I mean, that would be practical. They could actually do that, but my question to you is, would they do this at all? Would they do this at all to begin with? Would you want them to do this? Would you want them to delay Halo Infinite and bring it to the Series X and then maybe the lower end systems later? Let me know down below. I'm actually really curious about this. Myself, I would see that as a way to maybe, hey, double up that manpower on the high-end system, take the short-range sacrifice on the low-end hardware. You know, you are losing a big chunk of your audience there, but maybe announce it to come later to that base platform. But that really is something they have never done before. That's unprecedented, to bring something to maybe, for instance, an Xbox One X and then bring it down to the Xbox One because they were having difficulties. I don't really think that's I don't think that's even allowed by Microsoft. I don't think they would even allow you to do that. I think they have a mandate that you would have to bring it out across all systems at the same time, unless you're PC, of course, then you just get everything first, right? I'm just kidding. But still, like, apparently this guy's verified. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't really care to because Reset Era, trash website. But enough of you sent me this. I figured I would go ahead and talk about it, pose it as a possibility, and get a little bit of feedback from you guys. What if they did delay Halo Infinite? They did say, hey, we're not gonna bring it out for the older system first. We're gonna bring it out for the Series X first, the PC first, then we'll bring in the Xbox One. Or what if they did say, hey, we're dropping the old console support altogether and only brought it to Series X and PC? I'd like to know your thoughts on that down below. I'll link all this stuff down below for you guys. Again, let me know your thoughts. Hit the like button. Maybe you enjoyed the video, maybe you didn't. Let me know. Subscribe for all of the latest and greatest. You guys know what I'm thinking over here. I'm thinking I'm ready for some games. I'm ready to play some big blockbuster games. It's been long enough. Rona has taken a hell of a toll on the industry. I understand that. I get it. And everyone that's suffering and paying the price for something like this, it really does suck. And I don't mean to belittle anyone's situation. We've all been affected by this in one way or another. But damn, the gaming industry has been hit hard. The movie industry has been hit hard. All this stuff has been hit. And families have been hit. So again, hopefully you guys are all okay. Hopefully you're doing great. Hopefully everyone's holding it together and lasting a little bit longer. And you know, if you found any kind of entertainment or information from this video you enjoyed, I'm happy to do at least a little bit to help your day go by a little bit faster, guys. So again, let me know your thoughts. Hit the like button, subscribe, and of course show a buddy or two. I will keep you guys updated as time goes on everything that's happening. Tune in for RDX Podcast tomorrow. And again, you guys rock. Thanks for everything you do. Links down below, Patreon down below, join button over there. Again, thank you for everything you do. I'm Dealer. I'll see you in the next one.